work that he done. Now, there's a big inquiry going on as to why Hayden was persecuted by the authorities in Winchester. So after Big Ben's given the chimes, I'd like to operate 1 minute silence, then I'd like to read you out a letter that's addressed to Winchester Cathedral.
Yeah. No worries, mate. You all right? I'm all right.
Thank you for that. Right, this is big respect to Hayden, big love to his family, commiserations. His fight will never stop. We will make sure of that. Right. This is the letter now addressed to the Bishop of Winchester and the Deans and the Diocese of that parish. Justice for Hayden Burton. An open letter to Bishop of Winchester, Deans of Winchester Cathedral. In October 2014, a parishioner, Mr. Hayden Burton, was assaulted by 4 men within the grounds of Winchester Cathedral. The incident was clearly watched and filmed by CCTV operative. The men committing the assault were employed as police officers, community support workers and a security guard, seemingly acting on the cathedral's behalf. In just 2 months, 4 men have died, found hanged in your parish. These men were held in Winchester Prison, a stone throw from Winchester Cathedral. One of those found hanged was Mr. Hayden Burton. Rest in peace, Hayden. Mr. Hayden Burton was a well-known local man who passionately campaigned against child abuse for children's rights. Locally, he questioned why it was not deemed in the public interest to prosecute those who raped children at Winton House in Winchester. Hayden took the campaign to expose and end child abuse to many parts of the UK. He attended peaceful rallies and was popular with the public, recognisable in his Superman onesie costume, clutching his megaphone, always wearing a cheeky smile. He supported the view that parenting should be equal. He campaigned against parental alienation and those maliciously excluding parents and relatives from the lives of children. Hayden also campaigned against forced adoption and pursued with vigour rights for fathers. In his hometown of Winchester, however, he faced constant intimidation and harassment from the authorities. A seeming persecution which stretched back years, the recent election campaign saw this harassment increase as the MP from over there, MP Steve Bryan, took measures to restrict Hayden's movements and excluding him from locations where Mr. Bryan was appearing, attending meetings and social events. This includes Winchester Cathedral. Justice for Hayden Burton is a campaign which now calls for an investigation into the state of prisons and the alarming rise in prison deaths. We believe the dramatic escalation in deaths needs an immediate inquiry. We believe the system is spiralling out of control with high rates of assaults on staff and prisoners. We also believe prisons are replacing hospital beds for those mentally ill and the staff are not trained accordingly. Justice for Hayden Burton seeks the prosecution of those visibly assaulting Mr. Hayden Burton as he's peacefully campaigned in the grounds of Winchester Cathedral. What has happened to the safe sanctuary of the church? Justice for Hayden Burton asks why the church has stayed silent regarding the deaths in the local prison and the assault on Mr. Hayden Burton. Why you stay silent and do not support campaigns to end child abuse. Why you stay silent as families are destroyed by the injustice streaming out of the family courts? Justice for Hayden Burton asks why you, the church, did not provide free facilities for supervised contact. We ask why fewer community projects are assisted by the church. Lottery funding and European Social Fund should be in addition to, not instead of, church funding. It is our intention to draw attention to the death of Hayden Burton, like they did this morning, in Winchester Prison, and the campaigns he dedicated his time to. It is our intention to gain convictions against those assaulting Hayden Burton, which is clearly seen on the CCTV obtained from Winchester Council. It is our intention to get the church to investigate these actions within the grounds of the cathedral and explain why they have chosen to stay silent on the many matters raised in this statement. Our campaign is peaceful. We have taken steps to ensure no damage is done to the cathedral. However, we do not intend to leave our position until we are satisfied the church is addressing these issues. Thank you. Justice for Hayden Burton.
Justice.
Rob has come down from the cathedral, but he has had acknowledgement from the church, from the cathedral, in the form of a letter that's going to address the issues, and that he's been given permission to continue handing out flyers all day long on the cathedral grounds. So they have made some efforts towards doing it. But that's news just coming.
Okay, and there's one more little thing I'd like to say to you while you're all gathered here. I walked over and spoke to Billy Bragg a little while ago. I gave him one of my lovely badges off of Mumsy. He promised me he would wear it. I also spoke to him about this new great Labour election and Jeremy Corbyn becoming the new leader. And I asked him, why is there not being nothing said about the paedophilia in Westminster?
Right. Yeah.
And do you know what Billy Bragg said to me? He went, Tom Watson has just been made deputy leader of the Labour Party. So yes, there will be some progress now. Thank you.